Welcome to Game 2 of the Stuttgart Reds split doubleheader versus the Mainz Athletics. My name is Ken Hudson, the voice of Reds TV. With me, the CEO, the master of disaster, the Marvel new superhero, Yara Drobny. And if you know what his new superpower is, send it to me in a chat and we'll try to figure that out. And also the guy who makes me sound so good, Mr. Good Vibrations, Reiner Loke. It's about 60 degrees or 15 degrees Celsius. It's cloudy, don't have any rain yet, so let's hope for that. If you have questions, comments, words of wisdom, or just want to shout out, we have a chat function since we are now on YouTube. And make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Reds TV. We're going to try to get 1,000 people to subscribe and then see what happens after that. Umpires for today's game: behind the plate, Tim Brown. At first base, Marco Federico. At third base, Patrick Meister. Starting lineups in the offense for the Mainz Athletics. Leading off, Kevin Kotowski, followed by Thomas Joyce and Max Bolt. Batting cleanup, Peter Johannesson, followed by Marlon Jimenez Ramos. Will Kilgore, Johnny Froelich, Kalen Sullivan, and batting ninth, Nicky Weichert. And there's your Stuttgart Reds running onto the field. Pitching, Dustin Ward. Catching is Yannick Witt. At first base, Moritz van Bergen. At second base is Jonas Weber. Third base, Danilo Weber. At shortstop, Xavi Gonzalez. Left center and right field, Jonas van Bergen. Benedict Schaefer and Yannick Dentz. Will be right back with the first pitch. Today's pitching matchup, we have a lefty versus lefty. On the Stuttgart Reds side, Dustin Ward. He's got a 2-2 record, 2.14 ERA, 6 walks against 23 strikeouts. And that pitch hit high in the air. Called for and caught by first baseman. That's a great start. 1 pitch, 1 out. On the Mainz side, Brady Tedesco, 1-0 count, or 1-0 record. He does have a 1.71 ERA, 31 strikeouts to 5 walks, so it should be a good pitching matchup. Keys for Stuttgart for today's game, of course, get the bats going. Only 4 hits yesterday. Give credit to Tim Stallman, pitched a very good game. That pitch in there for strike 1, hot cheese at the knees. Tim Stallman pitched a very good game, only giving up 4 hits and 1 run. That pitch high, 1-1 to count, where Mainz on the other side were able to amass 14 hits, 2 of them home run, 1 of them a grand slam by the first batter, Kevin Kotowski. That pitch misses in, 2-1 to count. Oh, Stuttgart needs to get their bats going to have any kind of chance. There's still room in the new Stuttgart Red Stadium if you want to come on down. 3-1 to count. That fastball right down the middle. Full count. Yeah, swing and a miss for out number 2. Up to bat, Max Bolt. Max Bolt was 2 for 4 yesterday. Has a .375 batting average for the season. Max, of course, longtime German national team player and a longtime Mainz Athletic, and is known to be a power hitter. So I'm sure Dustin's going to be careful. And the first pitch just a little low. And that's in there for strike number 1. 1-1 to count. Ball 2. That ball popped up in foul territory, first base side. And nice attempt to catch the ball, but he overruns it. Nothing but a long foul. Triple deuces, Yara's favorite saying. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And again, let me know what you think Yara's superpower should be as the new Marvel hero. His wife says baking bread. And that ball popped up, called for, and caught by second baseman Johannes Weber. Great start for Dustin Rohr. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first inning. Bottom of the first inning, starting lineup for the Mainz Athletics in the defense. Pitching, Brady Tedesco. Catching is Thomas Joyce at first base. Max Bolt, so they changed positions from yesterday. Second base, Nicky Weichert. At third base, Marlon Jimenez Ramos. Shortstop, Gianni Frolik. Left, center, and right, Kalen Sullivan. Kevin Kotowski, Peter Johannesson. Leading off for the Stuttgart Reds, Daniel Abelis. He'll be followed by Danilo Weber, Moritz van Bergen, Yannick Dentz in the cleanup spot, Benedict Schaefer batting fifth, followed by Xavi Gonzalez, Jonas van Bergen, Yannick Witt, and rounded off with Johannes Weber. Johannes Weber still looking for his first hit this year. And that fastball on the low part of the strike zone, strike number 1. Daniel 1 for 3 yesterday with a double. He swings at pitch number 2, hits it high in the air, but to left field. No problem for the left fielder, Kalen Sullivan, out number 1. Danilo Weber up to bat, 1 for 3. Had the only RBI for the only run the Stuttgart's Reds scored. He's .321 batting average so far this season. Again, Stuttgart needing to get their offense going to have a chance. That pitch misses. No, it's in there. Delayed call by home plate umpire Tim Brown. Strike number 1. Or excuse me, Tim Meyer. There's strike number 2. Quickly 0-2 count. That pitch misses in. Thank you, Stefan Robeck, for letting me know his name is Tim Meyer. Don't know where I come up with Brown. That ball hit out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And see the fastball from Tim Meyer. Almost as fast going back to the pitcher's mound as coming from the pitcher. Not quite. That ball poked into shallow right field, but not shallow enough. Peter Johannesson takes it out of the air for out number 2. Moritz van Bergen up to bat. That pitch high outside, ball 1. And unfortunately, we know the superpower from Yard Robney. He erased the scoreboard. We have some technical difficulties with that. So he's working on getting the scoreboard back. I'll keep you up to date. 2-0 the count, 2 outs. Three and 0 the count. And a 4-pitch walk for the first base runner of the game. Right fielder Yannick Dentz stepping up to bat. That ball low inside for ball number 1. Foul, 1-1 to count. For those of you who are interested, 2 other games going on in the Bundesliga. If you don't want to hear the scores, plug your ears. In the north, currently, Doran leading Bonn 3-2, top of the 3rd inning. In Haar 1, Hunstatten 0 also in the top of the 3rd inning. Runner goes, throw down to second, and safe, stolen base. Second baseman Nicky Weikert unable to hold on to the ball. Stolen base for Moritz van Bergen. Puts himself in scoring position. Oh, Coach Rick Jocks being aggressive. 1-1 to count. And that's hit high in the air. Warning track, but not far enough. Picked out of the air, Peter Johannesson for out number 3. No runs on, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We'll be right back with the top of the second inning. 0-0 the score. Top of the second inning, leading off for the Mainz Athletics, Peter Johannesson, followed by Marlon Jimenez Ramos, Will Kilgore. We are having a little bit of technical difficulties, but Superhero Yara is working on it. I'm not 100% sure if the chat function is working. Somebody send me a message, send me a shout out. Words of wisdom. Let me know our chat function is working. Peter Johannesson, 172 batting average this year. Was 1 for 4 yesterday. Swinging at the first pitch. Fouling it back. Strike number 1. That pitch just a little bit low, 1-1 to count. Thank you, Ralph El Ayubi, letting us know our chat function is working. A shout out to you. At ground ball to first baseman. Pitcher's defense practice, BFP. Dustin Ward covering first. 3-1 in the score sheet. 1 out. Marlon Jimenez Ramos, one of the offensive catalysts for the Mainz Athletics last night, went 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. Also reigning player of the week for the Bundesliga. That pitch high for ball number 1. That off-speed pitch on the outside corner, 1-1 to count. Foul ball out of play. Count goes to 1-2. And again, world's best photographer, Yara's wife, Iris Drobny, running around here somewhere, taking lots of photos. Thank God. We are in the camera booth or in the announcing booth because we all don't have face for TV. But she's out there taking lots of beautiful pictures. Check them out on Stuttgart-Reds.de. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just inside. That pitch missed by Muka Sekele. For you in America watching the game, a Muka Sekele is the smallest dimension that you can ever have, smaller than a gnat's hair. And line drive. Beautiful catch, as smooth as a baby's bottom from Xavi Gonzalez. Out number 2. Xavi had highlight plays yesterday, has highlight plays today. Great catch, Xavi. That brings up Will Kilgore, 308 batting average, 3 for 4 yesterday with a home run. He actually started the downfall of the Stuttgart Reds in the 6th inning. His home run gave them the 2 first runs of the 6-run 6th inning. Of course, the grand slam from Kevin Kotowski, the other 4, and spelled the end for the Reds. And that ball foul, and the head of the bat also foul. No firewood for somebody. 1-1 to count. Still have time to come on down, enjoy some burgers and some fries and some cold ones. There's plenty of seats. Stadium not near as full as it was last night. So plenty of room if you want to come down. Strike number 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And if you can't make it today, on Thursday, the next home games doubleheader starting at 12 o'clock against the Har Disciples. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And also, don't forget, for all you children out there watching in baseball land, tomorrow is Mother's Day. Take care of your mother. And a ground ball to Mr. Reliable Xavi. Throws in time to first base for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 2nd inning. Bottom of the 2nd inning, leading off, Benedict Schaefer had one of the 4 hits yesterday. He'll be followed by Mr. Smooth, Xavi Gonzalez, and Jonas van Bergen. Benedict's batting average this year, 286. Which means just over 1 for 4. He gets a hit. That pitch up high. Ball number 1. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. Low, 3 balls. There's strike number one. Benedict Schaefer taking all the way. 3 balls, 1 strike. And Benedict a little bit early on the takeoff down to first base. Umpire Tim Meyer says strike number 2. Full count. That pitch caught the top part of the strike zone. And check swing, he did not go, so a walk for Benedict Schaefer. Runner at first, no outs. And Xavi Gonzalez up to bat. If you have questions, comments, or words of wisdom, just want to shout out, chat function. If you know what Yara Drobny's Marvel Heroes superpower should be, put it in the chat function and we'll try to figure it out. Pitch in there for a strike. Strike number 1, Xavi. Showing bunt. Question is, was he showing it or is he going to bunt? Runner goes and a pickoff, and Benedict Schaefer pretty much dead meat at second base, caught stealing 1 to 3 to 6. That is the danger of having a lefty pitcher on the mound. Oh, that's out number 1. Xavi Gonzalez still at the plate. No balls, 1 strike to count. That ball fouled straight back. Strike number 2. And off-speed pitch. Xavi swings past it for out number 2. Jonas van Bergen up to bat. Jonas looking to break out of the slump that's been lasting since last year. I think his last hit was a home run in Hunstetten. 0 for 2 last night. 0.53 is batting average. And he takes that pitch at the top part of the strike zone for strike number 1. And a line drive in the gap all the way to the fence. Maybe that's him breaking out of his slump. Stand-up double for Jonas van Bergen. Gets himself in scoring position and brings up Yannick Witt up to bat. Oh, Jonas van Bergen in scoring position. Yannick Witt in the batter's box. That pitch on the lower part of the strike zone for strike number 1. And second baseman Nicky Weichert charges to second base, trying to get Jonas sleeping. No throw from the pitcher. And that pitch in the dirt. 1-1 to count. Swing and a miss on that fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And an off-speed pitch misses low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, triple deuces. And that pitch misses inside. Count is full. And a ground ball foul. Count stays 3-2. And this time he does throw, but Jonas von Bergen back in plenty of time. Count 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jonas von Bergen hanging around at second base. Yannick Witt hanging around at home plate. And that ball hit high. Shallow, called for, caught by Peter Johannesson. So Jonas von Bergen's double doesn't do anything for the Stuttgart Reds except for get him a hit. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. 2 innings complete. Score remains 0-0. Batters 7, 8, 9 for the Mainz Athletics. Johnny Froelich, Kalen Sullivan, and Nicky Weichert. 0-0 the score. Only 1 hit so far from Jonas von Bergen in the game. And that's on the outside corner, strike number 1. And umpire Tim Meyer says, yes, he did go quickly. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. Strikeout for the first out. That brings up Kalen Sullivan, new in today's game. Did not play last night. His batting average, 0.59, so I'm sure he wants to improve that. Of course, pitcher Dustin Ward wants to improve his ERA. That pitch misses high, ball one. And a ground ball to Mr. Reliable, Xavi Gonzalez. Score sheet says 6-3 for out number 2. Brings up number 9 hitter, Mickey Vikert. Nicky 1 for 3 in yesterday's game. Batting average this season so far at 2.86. Fastball misses low and away. Ball number 1. And that off-speed pitch high, 2-0. And quickly, 3 straight balls. 3 balls, no strikes. There's fastball at the knees. 3-1 to count. And inside a walk. First base runner for the Athletics. Brings up leadoff man Kevin Kotowski. Flew out to the first baseman Moritz von Bergen and his first at bat. And Dustin doing a little bit of mound prep before facing leadoff man. And that pitch inside corner, strike number 1. Low and away, 1-1 to count. As you can see, runner at first base with lefties on the mound, never know when they're going to pick. We've seen that in the bottom of the last inning with Benedict Schaefer. The minute that you take off, the minute they pick. That ball foul tip. Looks like it got Yannick somewhere. And of course, umpire Tim Meyer having a little bit of discussion, giving Yannick the chance to get a breather. We know it's funny, but it does hurt. Everybody else laughs, but if you're the catcher that gets that, it's not very funny. That's, of course, why most players wear the protector, because without a protector, he would probably be on the ground. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nicky Vikert at first base. See if Mainz puts him in motion. Nicky does have 4 stolen bases so far this year, and of course Dustin aware of that, trying to keep him close. And out by window shopping. Oh, yeah. Strikeout ends the top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors with the walk, one left on. We'll be right back with bottom of inning number 3.
Woke up in the morning, what a beautiful day.
Sun's up and you're on your way.
You make me feel so fine.
Water sparkling on your skin, sugar laughing as we say. Run round and round we go. Ooh, life, I love you so.
Na, 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 na.
Bottom of the third inning, leading off for the Stuttgart Reds will be Johannes Weber, followed by leadoff man Daniel Abeles and Danilo Weber. Johannes still looking for his first hit of the season. The third baseman Marlon Jimenez playing in, maybe expecting a bunt. That pitch low for ball number 1. Ball 2. That pitch catches the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off-speed pitch. Johannes Weber way out in front. 2-2 the count. And that pitch low inside, a walk. And brings up leadoff man Daniel Abeles. Oh, full count. Fooled me too. I was looking at the scoreboard. Thank you, Superpower Yara. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And now it's ball 4. Leadoff walk for Johannes Weber. Brings up leadoff man Daniel Abeles. Johannes Weber does have very good speed at first base, but again, with a lefty pitcher, always got to be careful. He already's got one person. That pitch on the outside corner, strike number 1. Again on the outside corner, no balls, 2 strikes. If Coach Rick Jocks puts hit and run on. with an 0-2 count. And he has a runner going. And again, pickoff at the perfect time. Johannes Weber out at second base on a caught stealing. That's the second one already in 3 innings. Count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Or 0-1, 2. And that ball in the gap between first and second base. Base hit for Daniel Avalos. And that sounded like more firewood. Daniel Avalos safe at first, brings up Danilo Weber, fly out in his first at bat. Off-speed pitch in there for strike number 1. And there's a pickoff this time. Not trying to get an out, just trying to keep him close. Keeps the double play in line. Pitcher's best friend. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. That curveball breaks over the outside corner, and they're 0-2 the count. And foul ball out of play. And a swing and a miss for strikeout out number 2. Moritz van Bergen walked, was the first base runner for the Reds. He walked in the first inning. And he takes that off-speed pitch in there for strike number 1. And swinging at the low pitch, not able to hit it. No balls, 2 strikes. And a foul tip right back into the catcher's glove for a strikeout. No runs, no hits. Excuse me, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. 3 innings complete. Score remains 0-0. Batting for the Mainz Athletics will be Thomas Joyce, Max Bolt, Peter Johannesson. A real pitcher's battle going on with the battle of the lefties today. Dustin Ward has only allowed one base runner. Stuttgart has had 5 base runners, but 2 of them picked off by the Mainz pitcher. That pitch misses low and inside. Ball number 1. And that fastball catches Thomas Joyce on the hip, hit by pitch. Leadoff man on, and that brings up Max Bolt. And a shout out to all the Reds junior players last couple weekends ago. The Palomino tournament here in Stuttgart. Congratulations to the Israel national team for winning the tournament. And also congratulations to the juniors from the Stuttgart Reds, the only club team in the tournament. Most everybody else was a national or an academy team. Stuttgart made it to the finals, losing unfortunately 8-2. Swing and a miss on that pitch. But a very good showing for the juniors out of Stuttgart. And pickoff keeps Terrell Joyce close. And an off-speed pitch fools Mr. Bolt. No balls, 2 strikes. And that ball in the dirt. Didn't get him to chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, next Thursday, starting at 12 o'clock, doubleheader, Stuttgart Reds versus the Munich Our Disciples. If you can make it out, come on out. And that ball in the dirt bounces past the catcher. Thomas Joyce able to go to second base on the wild pitch. He's in scoring position. Count 2-2. Pitch up high, full count. Or you got to be very careful with Mr. Bolt. Don't want to throw anything down the middle to this guy because he can launch one. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Thomas Joyce standing at second base. And a ground ball right to Danielo Weber. Steps and throw, gets the out. No chance for Thomas Joyce to advance to third on the play. 5-3 on the score sheet, and out number 1 up to bat. Peter Johannesson. Swing and a miss for strike number one. Update on some of the other games going on. Doran and Colm, bottom of the sixth inning. Doran leading 3-2, and in the south, bottom of the fifth inning, Har in front of Hunstetten 4-0. Here it's still 0-0. That pitch up high, 1-1 to count. Lower part of the strike zone called strike number 2. 1-2 the count. Oh, yeah! Curveball on the outside corner, out by window shopping. Out number 2 brings up Marlon Jimenez Ramos. Flew out to Mr. Reliable, Xavi Gonzalez. In the second inning. He takes a hack at the high fastball, swing and a miss for strike number 1. And that ball hit high and fairly deep, but no problem for Jonas van Bergen. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left on the hit by pitch. We'll be right back with the bottom of the fourth inning. Yannick Dentz, Benedict Schaefer, Xavi Gonzalez, the first three batters in the bottom of the fourth inning. And as advertised, a real pitcher's duel. Stuttgart, 2 hits to 0 for Mainz, but nobody's been able to get past second base. Yannick flew out to right field his first at bat, and he takes pitch number 1, curveball in there for strike number 1. Again, if you want to shout out comments, words of wisdom, chat function is open. And that curveball, swing and a miss. Strike number 2. And umpire Tim Meyer says yes, he went. Strikeout for Yannick Dentz on the low pitch, 1 out. Coming up to bat, Benedict Schaefer. Benedict walked and was caught stealing on a pickoff from pitcher Brady Tedesco. And he takes that pitch down the middle, strike number 1. Swing and a miss. Quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. And another strikeout, a swing and a miss. Quickly, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Xavi Gonzalez up to bat. There's strike number 1. Again, please subscribe to the Stuttgart Reds TV on YouTube. Get us 1,000 people. And check down to first base. Did he go? And Marco Federico says yes, he did. So as 0-2 count, Xavi struck out in his first at bat. That pitch just a little bit low. A shout out to Daniel Abeles Sr. in Arizona. I'm sure the temperature there is much better than the temperature here. And that ball hit high, but not very deep. No problem for center fielder Kevin Katowski. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. 4 innings in the book. And again, as advertised, a pitcher's duel. Both pitchers keeping base runners to a minimum. 4 innings complete, 0-0. We'll be right back. We're already in the top of the 5th inning, leading off for the Mainz Athletics. Kevin Kilgore, Gianni Froelich, Jalen Sullivan, 0-0 the score. Dustin Ward being very efficient, 55 pitches so far. That's ball number 1. Ball 2, 2-0. And as I say, very efficient, 3-0 the count. Hopefully I didn't jinx it. And taking all the way, that pitch right down the pipe in German. Rechts unter der Pfeife, strike number 1. And a ground ball to Mr. Reliable. Step and throw, out number 1. Xavi's 4th assist already in this game with a put out. 1 down, Johnny Frolik up to bat. Pitch high and outside, ball 1. And that catches the top of the strike zone. 1-1 to count. And just a little bit high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Three and 1. Fastball, top of the strike zone. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, yeah, swing and a miss. Strikeout for out number 2. Strikeout number 5 for Dustin Ward. 1 an inning. And up to bat, number 8 hitter, Kalen Sullivan. Ground out to Xavi Gonzalez in his first at bat. And he takes that pitch on the outside corner for strike number 1. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 the count. And a foul ball keeps Kalen Sullivan alive. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh, yeah, beautiful bender for strikeout and out number 3 in the top of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th.
Woke up in the morning, what a beautiful day.
Sun's up and you're on your way.
You make me feel so fine.
Water sparkling on your skin, sugar laughing as we sing. Round and round we go. Ooh, life
Top or bottom of the fifth inning. Neither team able to mount much offense. Let's see what Mr. Jonas van Bergen can do. Doubled in his first at bat. And he takes that off-speed pitch in there for strike number one. Stuttgart 2 hits to Mainz's 0. Nobody has been able to put a runner past second base in this game, so pitchers doing a great job. That off-speed pitch misses inside. Ball one. 1-1 to count. And swing and a miss. Strike number 2. For those of you who weren't here or didn't tune in, a little bit of update on the Stuttgart Reds team. Gone from Stuttgart, Austin Hassani is in Hamburg. That pitch low to Jose Pimentel, Andrea Tomic, Hunstetten, Drake Cerati, and Marco Canoso. Whereabouts are unknown. Ruben Kratke hung up his cleats at the end of after the end of last season. So those players no longer with the Reds. Swing and a miss. Out number 1 on the off-speed pitch from Brady Tedesco. New to the Stuttgart Reds, head coach Rick Jocks comes from Portland, Oregon. Also new players, Robert Blessing from Paderborn. Christoph Eric played last year in Ulm. Jonaico Acosta from Aruba was in the Netherlands in Curaçao. Unfortunately injured. He's a pitcher. That ball hit up the middle slowly and gets past both the second baseman and shortstop. Base hit for Yannick Witt. Brings up number 9 hitter Giannis Weber. Let's see if Giannis can get his first base hit of the season. Also new to Stuttgart, Daniel Avila. Played in Belgium last year. One of the top hitters in Belgium. Also was in Australia during our winter, their summer. And there's a pickoff. Almost gets past Max Bolt. Of course, that's the danger of a pickoff if you get it past your first baseman. And a quick runner gets all the way to third. Another pickoff. And Giannis shows a bunt called strike number 1. Oh, you watch first and third crash. Second baseman covers first, shortstop covers second. And another pickoff. And Stuttgart Reds TV International, we've already had a shout out to Arizona. Now the Bournemouth Bears. Shout out to you guys. They say, let's go Stuttgart. Supporting from Bournemouth, England. Thank you for your shout out. And swinging away, foul out of play, no balls, 2 strikes. And on the off-speed pitch, Giannis Weber not able to catch it. Strikeout for out number 2. Brings up leadoff man Daniel Abeles. Fly out in left field and a base hit for him. And he swings and misses the first pitch. And a shout out to the Mad Croat, Tony Horvatich. Glad you're watching. Kolo Schland, also thank you for the chat. Many of you know Tony Horvatich's name. He used to play here in Stuttgart a few years back. That's strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Yannick Witt at first base. And that high fastball gets past Avalis for strikeout and out number 3. No runs on, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on, 5 innings complete. Score remains 0-0. Sixth inning getting ready to start, and 9-1-2 batting for the Mainz Athletics. Nicky Weichert, Kevin Katowski, Thomas Joyce. Score still 0-0. And Dustin Ward still pounding the strike zone. Strike number 1. And don't forget to subscribe to Reds TV on YouTube. That ball grounded. No problem, Mr. Reliable. Step and throw in time for out number 1. Update on the other 2 games. Doran Cone still at 3-2 in the top of the 7th inning. Top of the 5th inning, Har extends their lead to 6-0. And here 0-0, 1 out, and leadoff man Kevin Katowski up to bat. A fly out to the first baseman, and he tries to bunt and bunts it foul. And he had a strikeout in the 3rd inning. No balls, 1 strike. And that ball just fouled by Mukasekele. That had double written all over it down the third base line. Closest thing to a hit that Mainz has had today. In the end, nothing but a long strike. No balls, 2 strikes on Kevin Katowski. Oh, back in the batter's box. Curveball misses high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to get him to chase that high fastball. And fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And not chasing the high fastball. Reds TV International, let us know where you're from. We've got so far Germany. We got Arizona. We got England. We got Croatia. Oh, from 0-2 to 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. Let me know where you're from. I'm from Colorado, the Master Disaster. He's from another planet. And that pitch misses inside, so Katowski able to work himself a walk. Brings up Thomas Joyce. Thomas Joyce, strikeout victim in inning number 1. Hit by a pitch the last time at bat. Let's see if coach from Mainz puts on some kind of play. This might be a spot for a hit and run. Of course, Dustin Moore probably thinking maybe the same thing or a bunt play, but with 1 out, Moore would be a hit and run. Runner not going, and pitch in there for strike number 1. And that time looked like he's just playing catch with first baseman Moritz van Bergen, trying to get them to tip their hand to Mainz Athletics. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Swing and a miss, strike number 2. Oh, yeah, gets him to chase the high fastball. Strikeout for out number 2. And I'm sure you guys couldn't hear it, but Thomas Joyce not very happy with himself, yelling at himself, going back into the dugout. 2 outs. Max Bolt up to bat. And he takes that pitch inside, ball 1. And pick off to first base. And I'm assuming it's the mother from Peter Johannesson. Shout out to you in Sweden. Watching the game on Reds TV. Don't forget to subscribe to Reds TV on YouTube. Swing and a miss. Beautiful off-speed pitch from Dustin. 1-1 the count. A shout out to you, Sarah, sitting down below me in the scorer's booth. And that off-speed pitch catches the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that high fastball too far out to get Max to chase. 2-2 the count. Oh, yeah! What an off-speed pitch. Completely fools Max Bolt. Strikeout number 8 for Dustin Ward. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning. New pitcher for the Mainz Athletics, Yannick Wildenhain on the mound. That means the day for Brady Tedesco is done. He gave up no runs on 3 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, 72 pitches, 51 of them are strikes, so good job from him. Season statistics for Yannick Wildenhain: 14 innings pitched, has given up 12 earned runs, ERA of 7.71, 9 walks to 16 strikeouts. He'll be facing Danilo Weber, Moritz van Bergen, and Yannick Dentz. 0-0 still the score. And that off-speed pitch in there for strike number 1. And another off-speed pitch right to the third baseman, who tosses to Max Bolt at first, out number 1. Moritz van Bergen up to bat. And that pitch in there for strike number 1. Another international fan watching the Reds TV. Shout out all the way to Huntsville, Alabama. Monica Snyder getting up early this morning to watch baseball. Stuttgart Reds TV. And that pitch low, no, he did not go. 2 balls, 1 strike. That fastball misses inside, 3-1. And a walk for Morris von Bergen, base runner for the Stuttgart Reds. Again, neither team able to get a runner past second base in the game so far. Yannick Dent's fly out to right field, strike out. Of course, now not a lefty pitcher. Runners can take a bigger lead. A nice pickoff move. Morris von Bergen, who did have a stolen base last night, back safe. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. There's strike number 2. And Yannick says, "Pitcher, you're taking too long for me." Steps out of the box. No balls, 2 strikes. And that's out by window shopping. Strike number 3. Out number 2. Can't hit it if you don't swing. Benedict Schaefer up to bat. A walk, caught stealing, and a strikeout. That pitch low. Shout out to Heiko watching at his Bereitschaftsdienst. Swing and a miss. And pick off Moritz von Bergen back in time. Patty Kilgore, shout out to you watching from Atlanta, Georgia. And swing and a miss. Strike number 2. And that pitch misses. Yara's favorite saying, it's triple deuces, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. And that ball hit high in the air, but not deep enough. Right to Kevin Katowski. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on 6 innings complete. Score remains 0-0. We're into the seventh inning, 0-0, still the score. Batting Peter Johannesson, followed by Marlon Jimenez Ramos, Will Kilgore. Oh, it looks like Randy Ewart just woke up. If I remember correctly, he's out of New York. Good morning to you. Neither team able to get a runner past second base so far in this game. Much different than yesterday's game where Mainz able to score 11 runs. That pitch misses inside. Again, don't forget to tell your mother Happy Mother's Day tomorrow. Take her out to lunch, make her breakfast, do something for her. That pitch on the outside corner, strike number one. Pitch number 90, curveball high. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's ball number 3. And a walk for Peter Johannesson, leadoff man on base. Marlon Jimenez Ramos up to bat. That pitch inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss, strike number 1. 1-1 to count. And that ball in the dirt, not able to be caught by catcher Yannick Witt. Peter Johannesson able to advance to second base. So runner at second with 0 outs for Mainz. They did, of course, have Thomas Joyce at second base with no outs in the 4th inning. Stuttgart's defense able to do their job. And a line drive straightaway center field over the head of center fielder Benedict Schaefer. So the wild pitch is now the first run of the ball game. Double for Marlon Jimenez Ramos and the first hit and the first run for the Mainz Athletics. 1-0 the score. Up to bat, Will Kilgore. Oh, Mainz first team able to break the ice. Marlon Jimenez Ramos trading places with Peter Johannesson. Will Kilgore, 2 ground outs to Xavi Gonzalez, and that pitch in there for strike number 1. And a foul ball 0-2 the count. Oh and 2. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. Oh, yeah. Very important out for Dustin Ward. Strikeout for out number 1. Johnny Froelich up to bat. 2 of the 9 strikeouts go to his credit. Swing and a miss, strike number 1. I do see a little bit of activity in the Stuttgart Reds bullpen. Ball number 1, 1-1 to count. That pitch misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch number 102 for Dustin Ward. And foul ball off the net. 2-2 the count. And time called. Dustin Ward, Yannick Witt trying to get on the same page. Takes too long for Johnny Froelich. He calls time. And that pitch just a bit high. Count is full. Marlon Jimenez still standing at second base. And pitch misses inside. Ball number 4. Of course, not 100% the worst thing in the world. Puts runners at first and second. Gets the force out. Brings up Jalen Sullivan. Ground out to shortstop and a strikeout so far for him. So he hasn't improved on his 0.059 batting average. On the Mainz side, I'm sure they're saying he's due. And that ball popped up in foul territory right to third baseman Danilo Weber. So the F5 is out number 2, and number 9 batter Nicky Weichert up to bat. A walk and a ground out. Force out and any base, 2 outs. Marlon Jimenez Ramos at second. Johnny Froelich at first. And Nicky Weichert takes pitch number 1 for ball number 1. ball. 1-1 to count. So updates on the other two games. Doran wins against Cologne 3-2. Haar beats Hunstetten 6-0. Their double headers. Second game of their double headers starting soon here. 1-0 for Mainz. And the ground ball to the pitcher, or to the first base. Pitcher Dustin Ward not able to get there in time. Infield single for Nicky Weichert. Other runners advancing. Now we have bases loaded with 2 outs and leadoff man Kevin Katowski up. Kevin's .290 batting average. But he's flew out to the first baseman and struck out, and guy has a walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Mainz already with 1 run in the game. And that ball hit in the air to left field. No problem for Jonas van Bergen. Mainz scores the first run of the game. Leaves the bases loaded. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. 3 left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 7th inning. For those of you who want to, it's stretch time. Get yourself a beer. Get yourself a burger. Stretch your legs. We'll be right back.
Woke up in the morning, what a beautiful day.
Sun's up and you're on your way.
You make me feel so fine.
Water sparkling on your skin, sugar laughing as we sing. Run around and round we go. Ooh, life, I love you so.
Bottom of the 7th inning. See if Stuttgart can answer the 1 run from Mainz in the top of the 7th inning. 1-0 the score. Leading off, Xavi Gonzalez, followed by Jonas van Bergen and Yannick Witt. Xavi 0 for 2 with a strikeout, fly out in center field, and that pitch just a little bit high. Ball number 1. For you MLB fans, some standings in the AL East. Tampa leading at 30-10, the best record in baseball. That pitch on the inside corner, strike number 1. They're followed by Baltimore and Toronto. In the AL Central, Max Kepler's Minnesota Twins leading. Swing and a miss, 0-2 the count. Followed by Detroit and Cleveland. In the AL West, Texas leading at 23-15, followed by the Anaheim Angels at 21-18, and the Houston Astros at 20-18. And that's a strikeout for Xavi. Didn't look very comfortable in that at-bat. Out number 1, up to bat, Jonas van Bergen. NL East, Atlanta with the best record in the National League at 25-13, followed by Philadelphia and Miami. Milwaukee in the Central leading. That curveball up high. with a 21-17, followed by Pittsburgh 21-18 and the Chicago Cubs. And in the West, the Los Angeles Dodgers leading. There's strike number 1-1 to count, followed by the surprising Arizona Diamondbacks. San Diego in third place. My Colorado Rockies, of course, where they belong, in last place. And that curveball in there for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jonas van Bergen. And he's able to lay off of that pitch. 1-2. And that ball drilled into center field. Nice hard hit, but right to Kevin Kotowski off the bat. Looked like it might have a chance, but then it died out there in center field. F8 in the scorebook, 2 outs. Up to bat, Yannick Witt. Yannick 1 for 2 with a single up the middle. Yannick takes pitch number 1, ball number 1. There's strike 1, 1-1 to count. Oh, for you baseball fans, tomorrow you have Mannheim and Heidenheim playing. You have Bonn versus Paderborn. That ball floated to the shortstop. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. 7 complete. Mainz 1, Stuttgart 0. Still toeing the rubber for the Stuttgart Reds. Dustin Ward gave up the first 2 hits in the last inning and the first run of the ball game. He'll be facing Thomas Joyce, Max Bolts, Peter Johannesson, and we're in the top of the 8th inning. Thomas Joyce, not too successful so far today. A strikeout, hit by a pitch, and another strikeout. Again, tomorrow in the north, Bonn facing Paderborn, top 2 teams normally in the north. And that looked like he got hit again, so he's not having a very good day. 2 hit by pitches, 2 strikeouts. And brings up Max Bolt. Max 0 for 3 with a fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. And out of the dugout, Coach Rick Jocks to talk to his pitcher. 111 pitches so far for Dustin Ward. So again, Pond versus Potterborn in the north. Doubleheader, 7-inning game, and that looks like that's it for Dustin Ward. In the south, Mannheim, Heidenheim, and the 27,132 fans in attendance give Dustin Ward a great round of applause. Did a great job. He goes 7 innings, gives up just the 1 run. Of course, the runner at first is his responsibility. 9 strikeouts against 4 walks. 63 of his 111 pitches in there for strikes. That brings Christoph Erich to the mound. Christoph so far has pitched 4 innings, given up 1 run, so his ERA is 2.25. When he's done with his warm-up pitches, we'll be right back. So Christoph Erich finished with his warm-up pitches. We have a runner at first base. That is Thomas Joyce. In the batter's box, Max Bolt. And Johnny Abel is wanting to know the dimensions of the ballpark. I'll be honest with you, I really don't know, but I'm sure Randy Ewert, because he knows everything, is pretty correct. Runner goes, first pitch, and safe at second, stolen base for Thomas Joyce. Gets himself into scoring position. The pitch was a ball. That Thomas Joyce's first steal of the season. And time called. Catcher and pitcher not on the same page, so quick powwow. Of course, you see Tim Meyer writing it down. Catcher's only allowed to take so many visits to the mound. Signals to the dugout. That's the first one. 1 ball, no strikes. Mainz threatening to put another run across the board. Again, world's best photographer, Iris Drobny, posting on Stuttgart-Reds.de photos, impressions of the game. That curveball in there for strike number 1. So if you want, log into the Reds website. And probably Tuesday or Wednesday, you'll see bunches of pictures. That fastball in the dirt, blocked by Yannick Witt. 2 balls, 1 strike. The next home games for the Stuttgart Reds will be on Thursday, the holiday. So if you can make it out, please come out. And that ball popped up, foul side. And nice try, but his arms aren't long enough. Moritz van Bergen not able to pull that back in. Long strike number 2, 2-2 the count. Other games next week on Wednesday, Regensburg versus Mannheim. Of course, Mannheim without their new coach, Joshua Wyatt. He may be still pitching for them, according to my sources. Whoo! Yeah! Off-speed pitch, fools Max Bolt, strikeout for out number 1. Brings up Peter Johannesson, grounded out to the first baseman, struck out, walked and scored the only run of the game last inning. On Thursday, Stuttgart Reds versus Haar, starting at 12 o'clock. Also in the north on Thursday, Doran versus Berlin, Köln versus Bonn, Hamburg versus Paderborn. And at 1 and 4:30, Heidenheim versus Mainz. And a pickoff. That's trying to keep Thomas Joyce close. That fastball misses low and inside, ball 1. Ball 2. Don't forget to subscribe to Reds TV. If we get 1,000 subscribers, that would make the Master Disaster Yara Drobny very happy. Swing and a miss on that off-speed pitch, 2-1 the count. Eric used exclusively in the cleanup or in the late innings. Again, ERA 2.25, has 2 saves already this year. So we can call him the closer. And that pitch in the dirt, 3-1 the count. Again, a walk here, not the worst thing in the world, with the exception of then you bring up Marlon Jimenez Ramos with 2 on. He hit the double in the last inning to score the only run, to get the only run across the board. And not one to give in. Throwing a strike that off the top of the foot. I'm sure that is going to leave a mark. No protection on that part. He's got a shin guard on, but it doesn't look like it covers the toes. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count. And if you don't look now, but it looks like the sun has actually peeked through the clouds. And that pitch gets past the catcher. Thomas Joyce is able to advance to third base on the pass ball. And a walk for Peter Johannesson. And up to bat, Marlon Jimenez Ramos. Catcher Yannick Witt giving signs. Where am I going to go with the ball? Question is, with the hit, the foul tip off his toes, can Peter Johannesson run? And there's ball one. One ball, no strikes. Runners at the corners. And Peter Johannesson fakes the run. Pitch was too high. 2-0 the count. And call strike one. Top outside part of the strike zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. And a ground ball up the middle. Base hit for Marlon Jimenez. And his second RBI of the game and the second run of the game for Mainz. Doubles their lead to 2-0 and closes the book on Dustin Ward. 2 earned runs. Will Kilgore up to bat. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. And there's an off-speed pitch in there. Strike number 1. And a pop-up. Called by and caught by third baseman Danilo Weber. Umpire signaling infield fly. First and second with 1 out. Infield fly rule, which means the batter is automatically out. In the scorebook, it's F5. Out number 2, Johnny Froelich up to bat. A strikeout in the third, a strikeout in the fifth, and a walk in the seventh. So 0 for 2 for him. That pitch misses away, ball number 1. Ball 2. Low in the dirt, ball 3, 3 balls, no strikes. We do have 2 outs and 2 runners on. Come on out and check out the new stadium. Watch some baseball Thursday at 12 o'clock. Our Disciples. That's on the inside corner. Strike number 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. And a walk loads the bases for Chalon Sullivan. Perry Johannesson at third. Marlon Jimenez Ramos at second. Chalon Sullivan at first. There are 2 outs. Chalon Sullivan grounded out to shortstop, struck out, and flew out to the third baseman. And that pitch high and outside, 1 ball to Sullivan. And another pop-up called for and caught by Danielo Weber. So gets out of the bases loaded jam. Stuttgart only gives up 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. The bases left loaded. Mainz 2, Stuttgart 0. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 8th inning.
Woke up in the morning, what a beautiful day.
Sun's up and you're on your way.
You make me feel so fine.
Water sparkling on your skin, sugar laughing as we sing. Round and round and round we go. Ooh, life, I love you so.
Na, 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 na.
Bottom of the 7th inning. Looks like we have a pinch hitter, Ramon Uhl, coming in for Giannis Weber. Giannis Weber 0 for 1 with a walk and a caught stealing. Ramon Uhl has a .231 batting average so far this year. So, see if he can have more luck. And he takes a big hack at that first off-speed pitch. Misses badly. No balls, 1 strike. That pitch, top part of the strike zone. Ramon obviously doesn't agree with it, but umpire has always the last say. No balls, 2 strikes. That one too far up and out. 1-2 the count. That ball grounded foul. Count stays 0-2. And time called. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. And swing and a miss. Strikeout for out number 1. Brings off leadoff man Daniel Avalos, 1 for 3. And Danny Lyon shouting out for Daniel, "Go get a hit, dog," he says. It'll be a good time to start. And he looks at strike number 1. That fastball catches the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. And got him chasing high and outside. 2 strikeouts for Yannick Wildenhav for 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Up to bat, Danilo Weber. And he takes pitch number 1, strike number 1. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. Yannick came in the 6th inning. Only blemish on his afternoon is a walk to Moritz von Bergen in the 6th inning. So far, other than that, he's been perfect. That ball fouled out of play. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a check swing, not far enough, says first base umpire Marco Federico. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the count goes even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Triple deuces. And off-speed pitch. Danilo Weber able to foul it off. Staying alive in the batter's box, 2-2. And a ground ball fielded by the shortstop. Step and throw. In time, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be going into the 9th inning with Mainz leading 2-0. We're in the top of the ninth inning. Ninth and possibly final inning. Nicky Vikert, Kevin Kotowski, and Thomas Joyce batting for the Mainz Athletics. And that pitch, ball number one. Nicky Vikert, walk, ground out, base hit for him today. There's strike number one, 1-1 to count. There's a curveball in there. Strike number two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. High fastball, just a little bit too high. Can't get him to chase it 2-2. And a fly ball in right field, no problem for Yannick Dentz. F9 for out number one. Leadoff man Kevin Kotowski, 0 for 3 with a walk. Did have a grand slam home run in last night's game. Last night, 11-1 win for Mainz. This is a totally different pitcher-dominated ball game. Swing and a miss. Only 3 hits on either side. And that breaking ball in there, strike number 2. Oh, yeah! Swing and a miss. Out number 2. Two outs, top of the ninth inning. In the batter's box for the Mainz Athletics, Thomas Joyce. If his batting today keeps going the way it is, strikeout, hit by pitch, strikeout, hit by pitch, that means he's going to strike out this time at bat. But takes first pitch low for ball number 1. And pop up in foul territory. Out of play, 1-1 to count. Both Yannick Witt, Danilo Weber trying to get there, but hits the net, 1-1 to count. Strike number 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, as I said. Strikeout, hit by pitch. Strikeout, hit by pitch. Strikeout. Oh, yeah. No runs on, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. We'll be right back. Stuttgart needing 2 runs to tie, 3 runs to win. Anything else is not acceptable. Bottom of the ninth inning, Stuttgart down to their last 3 outs. 2-0 the score in favor of Mainz. Yannick Wildenhahn still on the mound for the Mainz Athletics. Moritz van Bergen, the leadoff batter. He takes the first pitch in there for a strike. Yesterday I said I wanted a full house. I got that. I wanted no rain. I got that. And let's see if we can get a walk-off win. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. I tried to get him to chase the high fastball. Mo lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he takes a lazy swing for strikeout number 1. Yannick Den's up to bat. Fly out to right field and 2 strikeouts for him. That off-speed pitch misses inside. Ball number 1. Another off-speed pitch this time. Yannick swings and misses. 1-1 to count. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. That pitch just a little bit low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a ground ball, third base. Caught. And safe at first. Yannick legs it out. Oh, Stuttgart still alive with the infield single from Yannick Dentz. And up to bat, Benedict Schaefer. Benedict Schaefer, of course, the tying run at home plate. And he takes that pitch inside, ball number 1. There's outside ball 2, 2-0 to count. And a pickoff attempt. Yannick back safe. 2-0 the count. Foul ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. And a ground ball, just foul. Count even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yannick Dent still at first base. Bottom of the 9th inning, 1 out, 2-0 the score. Can Stuttgart walk it off? And Foul ball down the first base side, out of play. Count stays 2-2. Low, full count. And foul ball down the third base line. That's our BG's impression. Bennick Schaefer staying alive. And Yannick Wildenhall wins that battle. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for out number 2. Stuttgart down to the last out. Xavi Gonzalez up to bat. Xavi looking for his first hit on this weekend. 0 for 3 yesterday, 0 for 3 today. This would be a good time to get that hit. He takes that pitch for ball number 1. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Yannick Dentz at first base. Xavi, of course, the tying run. And a throwback gets over the head of the first baseman, Yannick Dentz, able to get to second on the error by the catcher. Pitch was low. Of course, Yannick at first, Yannick at second. Really doesn't matter. Yannick's got to score. And Xavi's got to score for Stuttgart to be able to get back in this game. If Xavi can get on base, Jonas van Bergen would be the next batter. And that pitch misses inside. Count now 3-0. I'm sure with a 3-0 count, Xavi will be taking all the way. And he takes that pitch in there, strike number 1, 3-1 to count. Swing and a miss. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stuttgart down to possibly their last strike. And that ball hit on a button, but straight to the third baseman, who's able to grab the ball and make the out. No runs for Stuttgart. Stuttgart loses the second game of the doubleheader. Mainz 2 runs on 3 hits with 1 error. Stuttgart no runs on 4 hits with no errors. Stuttgart now down to 5-5 on the season, but the next chance coming around Thursday at 12 o'clock. Munich Heart Disciples coming to town. If you can't be there, we'll be here on Reds TV. Don't forget to subscribe to Reds TV for Mr. Good Vibrations, Rainer Loke, and the Master Disaster, the new Marvel superhero, Yara Drobny. My name is Ken the Voice Hudson. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and I wish you a nice rest of your Sunday, and hopefully we'll be talking to you on Thursday. Have a good day.